It is Sunday. I almost said Monday because I usually used to stream on Mondays. It is 8 p.m. my time, so it's 2 hours later than usual due to some family stuff. But yeah, um, I'm here, and as you can see right down here, please join me on Brandmeister Talk Group 3192083, the Toads Talk Group. I'm going to talk a little bit about DMR today. Recently got back into DMR, thinking, well, it, it's not supposed to be as boring as I thought it was, so I've tried it a little bit more. I've been thinking about how to make it more interesting, and yeah, we got a lot of people in the chat now, so and watching the stream. So this is cool. I do, however, have some internet issues today, as I usually do when I stream. I live in a rural area, waiting for fiber. So hopefully it'll be better going on. But I'm going to talk about DMR because DMR is a great way for either new hams or people that don't have room for HF, people that don't have a license class that allows HF, as most American new hams don't have. Um, you can get on, you can make those international QSOs. I'm not going to call it DX because it's through the internet. It's kind of like a big repeater in the cloud. So what I got here is a hotspot, and a hotspot is basically a little Raspberry Pi with a radio unit in it that sends the DMR signals to the cloud and back onto repeaters or other hotspots. I'm gonna go deeper into the subject in a couple of videos later on, but I thought I'd start off the series on DMR by just demonstrating DMR. And I see Lionel says that I'm killing ham radio. Well, I do FD8 as well, so I guess I am. But I'm doing something with ham radio. I got a couple of new radios that I'm going to show off later on that I'm going to do a deep dive into. I asked on my YouTube community page earlier this week if people think that a display and a keypad is necessary for for a DMR radio, and most of you said yeah. A couple said no. I'm going to prove the majority of you wrong during the next couple of weeks, but not today. Today, I'm going to start off using my Anytone 878. I see that LB4FH Kjetil, and if you haven't seen his channel, please do subscribe. He makes a lot of great soda videos, but he asked about the FD8 over DMR. That would be killing ham radio. And well, I see that we got a new viewer here today, Mike, KMRD radio stuff. He's here, so welcome, Mike. So let's see. Let's see if I can show you my radio here. Put it up on screen here. It's my Anytone 878. And we'll see how many of you guys are on the Toads Talk group. We got we got several people here. It looks like that. This is LB0 Fox India monitoring the Toads Talk group. That's great. No one got back to me. So do feel free. Oh.
Lima Bravo 0 Fox India, Lima Bravo 4 Foxtrot Hotel.
Lima Bravo 4 Foxtrot Hotel, Lima Bravo 0 Foxtrot India. How are you, Kjetil? And are you on through a repeater or a hotspot?
Lima Bravo 0 Fox India, LB4FH returning. Seems to be some issue hearing you. You're breaking up there, but yeah, I'm on a normal repeater and just listening through your stream there. Over.
Roger. Yeah, that might be my terrible internet that's not handling both the DMR outgoing traffic and and stream in, but we'll see. How's the audio on the stream? Let me know in the chat because I'm just holding the hand mic up through the microphone here.
Lima Bravo 4 Foxtrot Hotel returning. I could hear you just fine on that pass, so yeah, just happens sometimes. And here is an Anytone D878, the first edition of that, running 5 whiskey into a local repeater over 70 centimeters.
Roger, Roger. I'm also using the 878 here, running into a hotspot, which I didn't have time to put a camera on, so I can't show you that. But yeah, that's my solution. I'm a little bit too far away from the closest DMR repeater. Anyway, thank you for the QSO and thank you for helping me demonstrate here 7.3.
M3 Sinclair from Lima Bravo 4 Foxtrot.
And that's pretty much how DMR works. And you are dependent on the internet for DMR. And I guess that's why it doesn't always feel like real ham radio. But it gives you the option now of being able to do long distance contacts. It makes you be able to find a talk group that suits your interest, or just talk to your friends when you can't when you can't reach each other. And I see Walt comments here in Norwegian in my chat. And for you non-Norwegian speakers out there, that are probably most of you guys, he just says that this is a seriously Norwegian QSO. So anyone else out there, if you'd like to have a QSO with me, just go ahead and call me on the talk group. My radio's on, so we'll see what happens. And I'm also interested in knowing what kind of equipment are you using for DMR? Oscar November 3 Bravo Juliet Kilo Lima Bravo 0 Fox India. Good evening, class.
Yes, good evening, Morten. My first name is Bert. That's Bravo Echo Romeo Tango. Okay, nice to hear you again. Back to you.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, sorry about mixing up your first and last name there. I was not planning to do that. Yeah, it's always nice to have people in the chat and having some QSOs in live on air. I haven't done that since I did my Digimode series. I'm not sure if DMR works for streaming, but we'll see what the people in the stream say.
Yes, Morten. The stream is a bit delayed, of course, to the DMR, so it's a bit hard to follow sometimes with two chatting in between. But yeah, I'm also using hotspots, and yeah, thank you. Back to you.
Roger. Oh, what kind of radio are you using there? Over.
So I'm also using an Anytone 878, just like everyone else, it seems. I have the UV Mark 2 Plus.
Roger. So you got the new one there. Well, thank you for the QSO there, and talk to you later. 7-3.
Thank you very much. Catch you later. 73.
And I don't know if you saw that, but his call sign didn't pop up on my display over here. And that's an issue, though. You need to update your call sign database on your DMR radio, and that can be a simple process or it can be a hard process. I'm going to show that in a couple of videos in the next coming weeks, but I haven't done that in a while. And basically, what happens then is that anyone that's got their DMR ID after I updated my database won't get I won't see the call sign. And looks like LB4FH is holding onto his PTT button there. but you can see his call sign there when he pressed his PTT. So it's almost like caller ID. And just out of curiosity, does any of you guys use another radio than the Anytone 878? Let's see if anyone gets back with a different radio. There are a couple more DMR radios that are good, and there are a lot of cheaper options for DMR from the Chinese. Well, Anytone's Chinese as well, but from the other Chinese makers. I see Dan uses the new GD88. What do you think about that radio there, Dan? That'd be 2 Mike 0 Whiskey Echo November QSO.
Good evening, Martin. Name's Will in Scotland.
Good evening, Will. Nice to have a QSO with you there. Are you following my stream there? Over.
Yes, I am. Hold on, I just have to put you on mute. Okay, yeah, I am following. Yes.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I figured the delay might make it hard to follow both the stream and the QSOs there. But yeah, this seems to be working out pretty good. I think I've kind of grown a liking to DMR the last couple of weeks there. Over. And sometimes there's a bit of a delay when using DMR. Sometimes, well, it's dependent on the internet. So sometimes it just doesn't work. And I see Sam says that TO is trying to key up. I don't have my dashboard up, but I should probably get my dashboard up since you're talking about that. Let me just do that. See what happens. I can hear TO anyway, but let's get my dashboard up if I can remember the address to my hotspot. I think I can remember it. So I can show you what that looks like as well. And actually, the thing is, though, to find the IP address, I need to get into my router, and I use a Google Wi-Fi device, which I need to use my phone to get into my router to see the IP address, and the IP address. Well, I can't just grab the phone now. Let me see what I can find here. I think I kind of remember it. And if you're out there, TO, please do make a call. And absolutely correct there, William. The call, the ID showed up as an English ID and not a Scottish ID. As far as I can understand, I don't completely understand the British call signs yet. Yeah, if Steve's on YSF, I don't have the hotspot configured for YSF at the moment. I can get both modes working properly together, so I might need to get another hotspot for YSF. But for a YSF, I got this, the radio with the burst battery life and in ham radio history, the Yaesu FT70D. It's otherwise a good radio, but it takes forever to charge, and you're out of battery in a couple of hours. And I should probably get YSF set up as well. Also, since our local repeater is a YSF repeater, and it doesn't look like I can get into my Pi-Star hotspot here. Probably got a new IP address for that. I'm not good at maintaining my my local network in a way that I can remember the IP addresses for everything. But back to DMR, and I hope the stream's working halfway decent. I see StreamYard, which I used to stream, kind of gives me some errors on low bandwidth. And I see William has the same same radio. Can't figure it out. What radio is that? The GD77. I believe the GD77 is not that radio that can be modified with another firmware. I'd really like to try that, but I'm not going to spend the cash for another DMR radio at the moment. And speaking about that, I got this radio from Retivis to try out, the Retivis RT43, and this is going to be a fun experiment though, because this is a commercial DMR radio. It's not made for ham radio use, and that's going to be a different experiment for DMR. I've tried it a little bit. It sounds good. You got 2 times 16 channels. You got 2 zones and 16 channels in each, and you got this rotary dial here where you change the channels. Tried it a little bit. It sounds great. It's a little bit strange to not have a display and not being able to see the ID of the other party. But you don't have that on analog anyway. So I'm going to try and see if it can be, if not anything else, hotspot radio at home. And so I'm going to take a deep dive into that. And the good thing, if you're a new ham, with the CodePlug software for that, it's really simple since you only have 2 zones and 32 channels. So you can pretty much figure out how to program it really, really easy. And I see John K7NWA asked if the dial is numbered, and it's barely numbered. I'll see if I can get it to show up on camera here. I might be too close for it to focus. It's marked with black numbers on a black background. Not really easy to see, but you get this nice you got this nice lady that tells you which channel you're on.
8, 9, 8, 6, 7.
So that might be helpful, but you still got to remember which channel is which talk group though. So I got a little bit of a cheat sheet at the moment. Not really sure yet what I think. It's a well-built radio, but I'm not sure if it's good for ham radio use yet. I'll probably be posting a review on that sometime next week when I've made my mind up. It's got a couple of interesting features that I'll take a deep dive into. And LB4FH asks if I've tried DMR hunting radios, and now you're into Norwegian radio services, because we got a separate radio service for hunters. And it can be either analog or digital, and when it's digital, it's DMR. And no, I haven't tried that. I'm not a hunter, so technically I'm not allowed to use that radio service. And John says, sweet of the Retivis lady to talk to you like that. And actually, on this radio, the Retivis lady manages to say every number from 1 to 16 correct. It's not like the RT622s that I did a review on, where it's correct until you come to channel 12. Or the there's another radio where he says where she says channel X for channel 8. But besides that, I've grown a liking to Retivis's radios. They're cheap and good quality. So I'll get back to that. But back to DMR. Anyone else out there that wants to have a QSO with me? This is LB0 Fox India monitoring the Toad stock group.
November 9, Bravo, Alpha, Victor.
November 9, Bravo Alpha Victor, Lima Bravo Zero Fox India. Good evening, or pretty much, I guess it's good afternoon, Dan. Over.
Good afternoon, Morton. Everybody on the stream. Yeah, it's 1:20 in the afternoon. Figured I'd jump out here and join in right quick. Yeah, I'm talking to you on the Radiodity GD88. I'm told my audio is really low, so I have to get my face right up in the radio, into the microphone. Seems to work a lot better. And I'm going through a hotspot, homemade hotspot Raspberry Pi 4 with a ZumSpot board on it. Been using that for quite a few years. So back to you, Morton, N9BAB, Fort Worth, Texas.
N9 BAV LB0 Fox India. Yeah, works well. I didn't notice that you had bad modulation there, Dan. So it seems to be working well. Anyway, I'm going to go back to the chat here, but thank you for the QSO 73. So thank you there, Dan. And I see that William comments that he remembers when Chinese radios were banned due to being so widebanded that it was like an open motorway. And I haven't had these on a spectrum analyzer yet. I've had the UV5R on a spectrum analyzer. Don't want to do that again. I've had the Retivis RT85 on a spectrum analyzer, and that was really clean. So so I guess it depends. If you go a little bit more expensive than the UV5R, you might get that clean radio. William still have the Jingtong UHF radio from 2005. I gotta Google that, see what kind of radio that is. Jingtong UHF radio. Let's see if I can find. Well, I found a lot of radios and none look like they're from 2005. So if you get a model number there, William, I'd love to see more on that radio. And Walt comments that hunting, drinking light beer, talking on radios, and shooting guns. We're practically Americans. I guess we're more alike than we'd like to admit. Although we don't drink light beer, we drink proper beer most of the time. So, but DMR is probably the voice service of the digital voice modes that's most used. You have the Yaesu System Fusion and Wires X, but that requires Yaesu radio, and if you're gonna want to use Wires X, it requires a Wires X modem and a Windows computer. And if you want to run Wires X on a repeater, it requires the repeater to have the Wires X modem and a Windows computer connected to it. And then you have DMR. Not DMR, but D-Star, ICOM's digital voice. And I haven't used that. I don't really know how that works. I don't have any ICOM 2-meter radios. And LV4FH says that a lot of guard services use DMR, and you can get back onto a Norwegian radio service, Sikringsradio, as DMR as well. Yeah, because DMR isn't really amateur radio mode. It is a commercial mode, and that sometimes makes programming the radios a little bit more complicated. And there are a lot of videos out there on how to build a code plug. And for most people, you're probably going to find a code plug that fits your radio. So that might be a good way of starting to get this out. At least if you buy, such as this, an Anytone, or you buy any major radio, you might be able to find that. I guess especially with an Anytone, you'll be able to find a code plug that's already been made for your radio, and then you can see how it's built and modified from there. That's the way I taught myself how to build a code plug. And yeah, that's pretty much it with DMR. So let's say here, Shetta says, he remember a guy asking for code plug for LA back in the day. You got the Norwegian one and one from Los Angeles. Yeah. Could have got one from Louisiana as well. But DMR is technically complicated. It helps that you have some IT understanding. And she had to ask also if I've tried direct DMR. I guess you mean simplex without a repeater. No, I actually haven't. No, I got so many DMR radios that I actually can try a setup to see if I can get it to work. But I guess there is a standard for ham radio DMR simplex, and I think that's talkgroup 99. And please do correct me if I'm wrong. And color code 1, I think. But please do correct me. I'd really like to try that. See if that works and how well that works compared to, let's say, FM simplex. If you can get any more distance from using the same amount of power. Bert says that they got a competent code plug writer in his club, and yeah, that helps a lot. And that's back to my my newest video that I got out on why you should join a club, because you got the knowledge in the clubs, and you can share the knowledge in the clubs. So I guess that's the way of doing it. Or get together 2, 3, 4 hams. Try to make a code plug if you got the same radio. And just should try some to Summit on Soda next time he's in the eastern part of Norway. William says, "Is this a club?" Well, I don't know if this is a club, but just one moment. Oscar November 3, Bravo Julia Kilo, LB0 Fox India.
Morton, thanks for coming back to you. I wanted to check out if you're now appear on my screen, and indeed it says Morton Marius on my screen now. So, okay, thank you very much.
Thank you there, Bert. And I still have your DMR ID there. So I guess I got to update my caller list as well. And I'll be doing that as part of my my series here. Thanks for the QSO again, 7-3. And back to the club though. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if my channel is a club, but I guess Toads is a club. And do join the Toads Discord, and there is a link in the description of this video down below. Do join the Toads Discord, and you can use the Toads Talk group on DMR as well. Joachim says that digital modes like DMR Fusion, D-Star, and so on is a jungle for sure. He was trying to talk to some Danish people on DMR, and they didn't use Brandmeister, he used DMR Plus. And yes, there are several DMR networks. I've only tried Brandmeister because all the Norwegian DMR repeaters are on Brandmeister. So I haven't really had a reason to try the other networks. That'd be a good video idea as well. Try that. Perhaps live on stream. Perhaps pitch this to Steve, to TO. Maybe you can do that on Ham Nuggets if you're watching the stream. John K7NWA has had a lot of fun with the TJIF network. So, yeah, that might be an experiment worth trying out. Maybe a one radio on each network, or see how you do that. So we'll see what happens there. I really like to explore DMR for a couple of weeks, both on stream and on my videos. And Makes it kind of easier for me though as well. I'm in a really busy season at work, so it makes me easy to have a one topic to focus on with my videos. So, any questions about DMR out there? Feel free to ask them before we start to wrap up here. It's been a different kind of day, so I'm kind of not gonna do it too long today. Um, Well says he needs to be more knowledgeable about radio outside HF. Well, if there's one guy though that knows HF and salt water, it's Walt there. And if you haven't subscribed to his channel, please do. You'll learn a lot of about salt water and HF propagation. LB4FH says that a disadvantage with DMR over repeater is that it kills the ad hoc groups after a while. With your hotspot, you can control that exactly. And I have my hotspot set to the Totes DMR channel, so if you call me there, and I'm at home near my hotspot, and the radio is on, and the volume is on. If those three factors is right, I'll be monitoring and getting back to you. I kind of gotten into a bad habit lately that I'll keep my radio on, but if I'm doing something else, I'll turn the volume down while people are talking on radio, and I'll forget to turn my volume up again. So that is somewhat of of an issue for me. And I see Cheta did a jamboree on the air on DMR last year. And I guess being in the scouts could be a good way of getting to know ham radio. I know I got a couple of scouts in the chat tonight, so they could probably tell you more about that. And I guess LB4FH could do that on his YouTube channel if there's enough interest. I've never been a scout. I see Bird comments, Joda, and it's a jamboree on the air. It's for scouts. And if you're not a scout, you probably don't have a feeling what jamborees are. I've never been a scout, so I haven't had that experience. But I guess there are a lot of scouts out there. But any questions, guys, before I wrap up about DMR or about what I'm doing next? I'm really looking forward to trying this radio out. Maybe I'll turn my Anytone off, and I'll turn this radio on, and we'll try QSO here. And let me know if I'm not on the right talk group though. LB0 Fox India monitoring the Totes talk group.
LB0 Fox India, Kilo 7 November Whiskey Alpha.
Kilo 7 November Whiskey Alpha, LB0 Fox India. How's the audio on this radio compared to the Anytone? Over.
The audio is fantastic, Martin, but you're cutting in and out just a little bit. Not sure if that's to do with your radio or with your hotspot. For what it's worth, it wasn't happening when you were using the Anytone.
K7NWALB0 Fox India. Yeah, that might be my internet though. I live in a rural area, and we're one of the few areas in my town that doesn't have fiber yet. Hopefully, I'll get fiber in a couple of months. But I'm on a 4G internet connection, and I'm trying to stream and do DMR at the same time, and that might not be a good thing. Over.
Yeah, I hear that. But either way, you're extremely readable. It's not any kind of big deal or anything. Anyhow, I'll let you get back to it. Thanks for the contact, Martin. LB0FI, 7 November Whiskey Alpha.
7-3, and talk to you later. And one thing I like with this radio compared to the Anytone is that the speaker is so much bigger, so the audio is actually a lot clearer, and it seems like the modulation is cleaner as well. Um, and just hang on, I gotta get this comment up here so I can put it on screen. Look into amateur radio live TV and stream to a place with an internet connection. Well, actually, I tend to go into these deep YouTube rabbit holes, and I did that a couple of days ago with amateur radio TV. I don't have any equipment for it though. It'd be a nice mode to try out and see how it works, but it doesn't seem really straightforward. But I'm going to start to wrap things up now. Thank you for watching. Hope you like this DMR stream, kind of impromptu stream. As I said, it's been a special day. I'm not going to go deeper into that, but probably not as prepared as I should be. But thank you for participating, and thank you for watching. And it's been fun. Do call me on the Toads Talk group if you want to have a QSO with me. Just one more thing about the TV bit, or two more things actually. John says that there's an amateur TV group near him in Seattle with twice weekly nets, and yeah, I guess that's interesting. And William says would try Fastcan TV. Yeah, actually, it'd be fun to try that, see how that works. But thank you for watching, and if you're new, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, 7-3.